Hey guys, Lord of Flames here, and welcome back to another theory on what if Michael turned good in the last night movie. And it's been a month since I haven't made part 2, but just because there are things about after the cancellation of the Neutronic Universe saga. But don't worry, it's still continuing without it. So last night is going to be something more to it. So here we are in part 2. So let's get right to it. During the town where William Afton had lived, he had been walking around a park. He sees nothing. No one around. No public at all. He walks across a bridge and looks down the water pouring down the other side. He sees himself staring back at him. For a moment in his mind, he still remembers everything back in the year 1983. Ever since the death of his son, Chris, he felt sadness, alone, and hatred, due to the missing of the rest of his family and hatred toward Kenny for killing Chris. Not because it was Fred Kaeton's fault, but only to Kenny Kaeton. But now, nothing won't bring him back. Now around the forest close to the park, Michael walks around and finds William walking around the park. He began to walk forward, and then William hears a noise behind him. He turns around and he was shocked by seeing the same animatronic that Fazbear Fright Company had found. It was Brainshap, but Michael instead. He steps away from the animatronic. Michael tells William to stop, and he begins to explain things, for he's guilty and he causes a terrible tragedy to all of those children and employees who die in the old years. He then throws an axe to William and he kneels down. He pleaded William, if he wants to kill him, to end it all. If he doesn't forgive him, he will. But William just stands there and he understands Michael's reason. He tells him it's not his fault, that the reason that Michael was been brainwashed by Nightmare. Michael was surprised by hearing that William forgives him. He gets up and they begin to speak a lot of reasons for their tragic past and their lost loved ones. And later, Michael felt something is watching him and William. He looks around the park and suddenly, an endoskeleton hand grabs William and throws him at a fence. It was Ennard, for what's left of him. Ennard began to attack Michael, but Michael managed to skip back and punches it and throws it at the marble fountain. Ennard gets up and runs towards Michael and pulls some old rotten flesh of Fred's body inside of the animatronic suit. But Michael ignores it and grabs its head and pulls it apart. He stomps the body many times and grabs his axe and destroys the body. Ennard is now gone. Michael walks to William to make sure he's alright. William was groaning in pain. He gets up and thanks Michael to save his life. But now, one day later, at a field with Nightskar and Nightmare walking inside of a cave, Nightskar wants to show Nightmare something that would be the most powerful weapon to kill Michael and William, or rather, millions of lives. They went to a room that shows experiments in a large pool with strange orange liquid. Nightskar explains that he'd been working for a long time and he'd been waiting for this to come. That he had created this pool with this liquid that is like the biohazard virus that could mutate a creature to something much more dangerous, to a monster. Nightmare walked closer to the pool and looks down at it, until Nightskar was behind him and pushes Nightmare to the pool. He fell in and screams agony while he drowns. Nightskar jumps in as well while he and Nightmare are in it. Minutes later, they both appear out of the pool, and they don't look like an animatronic beast or a human, but rather a mutated, a large, terrifying, twisted monster. It was only Nightskar possessing the body. Nightskar smiled insanely, and then walked out of the cave with a roar. 1 hour later, with William and Michael going back to the same neighborhood they used to meet back in the 80s, until a mutated monster appears and grabs Michael and throws him away with a burst of laughter. William was shocked on what he was seeing. It's a mutated form of a Nightmare and Nightskar. Nightskar says to William that he should have died those years ago if Michael would have a chance for chaos, if he wouldn't met Caitlin and the rest. And he then raises his giant claw and slashes William with a big push. While he was wounded, Nightskar turns around and looked at Michael beginning to get up. He yells at him that he is a fool and a failure, that he worked very hard on bringing Michael here in this world, to be the chosen monster to conquer the entire world. He would have joined him in Nightmare to rule the world. But Michael responded that he had a choice, that he wasn't meant to be the only hatred, but with other feelings he had after he met Caitlin. That he wants to be something else than a monster. Michael with his right arm weather and destroy after he was thrown out and crashed. He managed to use his strength to create a new arm. The arm managed to grow in every size, and Michael used a punch through Nightskar's face. Nightskar flipped back at a house and crashed in. Nightskar was frustrated with anger and jumps out of the house and jumps at Michael with both arms, raising up and grabs Michael and raises him out and throws him to the ground 5 times and smashes him. Michael groans and uses his arm again and stretches it to make it long as he can to the other side of Nightskar's body and grabs him. He throws him up to the sky and pushes him to the destruction of every house. Nightskar was very much wounded, but he managed to get up with rage inside. He yells at Michael that he shouldn't have created him. All of it was all for nothing. That he would be the only one to rule the world on himself, and that he should have killed Caitlin if Michael would still have rage. But Michael was not angry that Caitlin died because of a driver. He was angry that Nightskar was the one who killed Caitlin after every people he'd been possessed. It's what Nightskar all along. To have him here with so much rage inside to destroy the world. Michael screams with anger and runs at Nightskar and punches Nightskar at the chest through where the heart is. His fist went to the other side. Nightskar gasps in pain and looks down with the arm through his chest until his body turns into ashes after his heart was destroyed. Nightskar was finally gone. Michael found William at the crash site of the every houses. He gets him out of there and took him on the streets. William survived the attack. They both smiled that they won the fight and end the horrors. Days had passed, and Michael, with the new strength of his blood, and upgraded his body and turned him into a normal human. He then walks around the street and found his old home that was abandoned until he noticed someone was behind him. He turns around and saw a girl that he thinks he recognized until his memories flashes back to him. It was Jenny Kaeton. She grows up so fast. They both talk to each other about things. He then tells her that he was sorry for everything during the 1983. Jenny was confused and just forgives him. And he tells him who he is, because she thought that he looks familiar. Michael then tells her that he is her father. Jenny puts up with a few tears, and they hugged while the screen turns up to the sky with birds flying by. So that's the end for this theory, folks. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you want more theories for this Oldest Night saga, something new, something more, please comment down below. If you want your theories to put up for this saga to do something new, something different that never didn't happen, please comment down below if you want that to happen for your theories. This is Lord of Flames here. I'll see you guys next time. Bye folks, have a wonderful day.